I hope that you know that every good video requires really good audio. And the good news for you is that in today's day and age, there's no excuse not to have good audio. But with so many quality choices, what is the best audio device for you? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because in this video, we're going to compare some of the best options out there. Give you some pros and cons, and if you stay all the way till the end, I'll give you a bonus tip on how to best capture your audio. So let's get to it. So as you can see, there are many different ways that you can capture audio today. We have our onboard mics that actually attach to the cameras. Then we have some lapel options, also some standalone plug-in devices. So let's get to it. First, let's cover the mounting options. If you have a YouTube channel or something where you're holding the camera close, or it's on a tripod and you're sitting close, this is a great option. First, we have this Rode VideoMicro Ultra Compact mic. A very compact microphone, comes with a windscreen and a shoe mount to put it on your camera. This is probably the cheapest mountable microphone of quality that you could put on your camera. I find it to be a little thin, a little tinny, and I think that's just because it is a very compact, small, lower quality microphone, or if you're using a mirrorless or even something better than that. So I actually got this to put on my camera when it's on a gimbal. So this gives me a little better audio in case someone says something that's really noteworthy in what I'm capturing, and I want to make that a part of the video. I wanted something better than just my on-camera microphone. So that's why I got this great little option. Next is the Rode VideoMic Pro. The Rode VideoMic Pro is probably the workhorse of my microphones. I use it all the time. If you have watched YouTube for any amount of time, typically this is the microphone, at least up until this last year, that most used on their rigs. I absolutely love this microphone. It has a very robust sound. You'll hear me talk about a thin sound quite a bit. This one does not have that. It also has many programmable features in the back, like low cut or decibel volume. All of those type of things can be found here. Also, what's really nice about this is when you plug it into, I use Sony cameras, the a7S III, the FX3, but when I plug this in, because you do have to plug it in via cable, it will turn on and off with my camera turning on and off. So that's a really nice feature, especially since this runs off of a secondary battery. You're not killing your batteries when your camera isn't on. Also, it's a peace of mind because you know it's always going to be on when you turn your camera on. Great option, very functional, has a great range, is really good at picking up what's in front. Not so great at picking up from behind, so it's a consideration. Next, we have probably the microphone that now is replacing the Pro mic in many vlog setups and many YouTube setups, and that is the ECM B1 microphone. This is a fantastic mic. It has some features that I believe really stand out and make it unique. The first is that it is mountable to your camera shoe. You have no cords. It's very slick in its profile and its look. You can see there. Has all of the same options you'd find on your Rode mics. And what's unique about this microphone specific to YouTube is that it has a microphone pointing forward and pointing back. And you can then switch between those. You can have straight shotgun, you can have a front like 180, and then you can have a 360. So if you're interviewing people or you're quickly turning the camera to you, turning it away, turning it to you, interviewing someone or talking with someone, it's going to get both of your conversation, which is a really neat feature. I already mentioned it's cableless, so just imagine if this is sitting on your camera, really low profile, real simple, and you can get in and out of places recording that probably a microphone like this is going to draw a lot of attention, and this one's not so much. I also have this FX3 top handle. that has 2 XLR inputs, also has a shotgun mic that came with it. I believe it's their ECM XM1. I have not used this very often. Every now and again, I'll put it on there if I'm a run and gun type of thing, but I have a different setup that I use that actually I put this on it because this is just, unless I'm committed to the handle, all of this is very clunky to have on the camera. And I just haven't found a setup that I love with this handle that I can also mount my screens and all of the other stuff that I have. I'm sure it's decent, however, maybe not the top quality mic that you would desire. I just haven't used it enough to know exactly if I would like this microphone and the sound and all of that. So I'm gonna leave that one there. So those are all of the options I have to actually mount on my cameras. It gives me a lot of flexibility depending on what job that I'm doing. For a lot of my YouTube videos, I love to just use this one. I'll put it on there and it does a great job. However, if some of you have been following this channel for a while, you know that I fell and I thought that I didn't break my FX3, and I haven't, except for one thing, and that is the audio input jack. So I can't use the audio input jack on my FX3. So options like these, where it mounts on the actual shoe mount of the camera, are perfect because I can't then use something like this that's would have to plug in. So for that scenario, I have options. I like that. So let's get into the more portable options. There are so many different options out there that are very simple and can give you really, really quality audio. Here are the few that I work with that I can speak to. The first is the Tascam DR10L. This is my workhorse for portable audio to this point. I shoot a lot of weddings and this is my go-to. I can turn it on, it can last all day, has great battery life. Also, the unique thing about this audio system is that it will record in 2 decibel units. So one at your 0 decibel, and then also one that's, I believe, 10 minus 10 dB. That is a game changer because you never know. You know, if the wind is blowing or for some reason the microphone's just hot and it's clipping, it's a peace of mind to know that I have a backup. One of the downsides is it's not wireless. This is an all-in-one system. So it records to a micro SD card. So you will have to sync it in post. Most software programs have great sync options these days, as long as you have clear audio on the camera recording, and then obviously your source audio, it should sync pretty easily. But it is something to consider if you don't want to mess with that in post. It also doesn't have the 32-bit float because their new version of this, DR10L Pro, actually does have the ability to record in 32-bit float. It is smaller in frame, so it will hide a bit better on your Talent or wherever you have it. Again, it is a all-in-one system. It does not go wirelessly to your camera, so you will have to sync audio in post. But now with the 32-bit float technology, it really is a game changer and a no-brainer in the sense of reliability, as well as capturing really, really clear audio. Also, with both of the Tascams, you will need to use a lapel mic. So you can't just hold the actual unit up to your face. I'll get to a few options that you can do that, but this does not have a microphone on it. This is just the recording system that would go, you know, in your somewhere in a pocket, and then you would have your lapel that would attach then to wherever it is that you're attaching it. Now, this next item is the DJI Mic 2. This has become extremely popular. There are many different versions of these. I believe Rode has one out right now as well. Also, Shure, I believe, has one. So they're very popular, very useful, especially for YouTube videos. I see a lot of YouTubers either just holding these as microphones or they just attach it to themselves. It really is an amazing and versatile audio component. Let me show you a few of its features. You can clip it on just like this if you'd like. Also, it has a magnet, so For instance, if I didn't want to clip it there, but I wanted to actually put it a little further down on my shirt, I could do that. Oop, I'm gonna lose the magnet down my shirt. Wait. Okay, got it. It comes with 2 microphones, so you can be interviewing someone or have 2 people that are speaking at the same time and they don't have to pass it back and forth. It also has a receiver that can mount to your camera shoe. It does, however, need to attach to your camera via a cable. Funny enough, I did a review on these and I never made a video on it. And in that review, one of the things that I said I wish they had was that this could mount on the shoe mount, just like Sony's microphone, and that the audio could go straight into the camera without a cord. They actually have a shoe mount here, but it doesn't actually go into the camera. It's just so it can stick there and then you run the cord into your camera. And I now have this adapter right here that allows me to connect straight into the camera. So all of my microphone audio from distance can go straight into the camera with no cable. That's a game changer. I love it, DJI. Thanks for doing that for us. I wanted to mention that this system also has a 32-bit float feature, which is amazing. It gives you, again, peace of mind there. However, let me just warn you, because I was not aware of this until I made the mistake. You actually have to hit the record button on the actual device, and then it records internally into this device right here, not into your receiver and then into your camera, but actually to this mic, which then you would have to plug in later. And then sync in post with your video. That's the only way you can get the 32-bit float. So it has to record actually on the device here and not transmitted wirelessly to your camera. So be aware of that. It will do both at the same time. So it will wirelessly go into your camera. A very, very portable and useful system. It also has adapters that can plug into your iPhone or Android. So if you would like to have better, clear audio just for your iPhone videos, it's available, very simple. I would highly recommend one of these, especially if you do a lot of run and gun video work or recording of yourself or by yourself. It's a really good option to get some solid audio no matter what kind of camera you're using. That's just about it. There are a few other ways that you can record audio that I'll just mention. I have this Tascam right here. It's the Portacapture X8. It actually has 8 inputs. So if I show up, again, I do a lot of weddings, but if I show up and I want to record straight from the PA system, or maybe I am going to be doing a music video and I want to record 4 or 5 mics at a time into the system, this is a great way to do that. You can connect this then into your camera through the audio input of your camera. However, make sure you're using earbuds so that all of the levels are great. This also has the 32-bit float. So again, you have the peace of mind that the video won't be clipped and you can regain as much clarity as you need. And then depending on what kind of project you're doing, one of the better options is just to have a boom mic overhead. Like this one, I'm using the Sennheiser MKH416. Again, I haven't used this one a ton. On some of my bigger projects, I have pulled it out and used it, but generally I'm using my portable audio device systems or something on camera. So this is usually my option when I am sitting down and actually doing an interview and I have the time to create the whole scene. That's when I'll use a mic like this. By far your best quality mic. However, this one is just one that I saw that was really popular when I was looking to get all my gear. It's a bit thin for my taste. I think I would like something that's a little more robust in sound, has a fuller sound, but I can EQ it in post and I can work with it, but just be aware of that. All right, so what are my conclusions? Which is the best option for you? What has been the best option for me? And I bet you know where this is going. Really, it just depends on the project. I have favorites in each category, and I have favorites for each project that I do, but each one looks different. Sometimes I'll need a minimalist setup. Sometimes I can get away with something big and grand and I can get a much bigger sound and a much clearer sound. Sometimes I'm outside and I need, a windbreaker. Other times I can just have the mic just right in front of me and I'm good to go. So it really is going to depend on what your needs are. What do you find yourself doing the most in video, and what is the best way to capture the audio along with that setup? That's going to determine what mic setup is best for you. With that, I'll give you some of my advice from the experience that I've had. The first is this: I would definitely invest in the 32-bit float technology. Whatever device that you get, especially in the portable devices, make sure that it has that technology. It just is a game changer across the board. You want the peace of mind to know that your audio isn't trash at the end of the day. Doing wedding videos or interviews, I just know that when that thing's rolling, whichever device that I'm using, it's just going to capture the best sound possible. And then secondly, if you find something that works for you, and maybe it's not the most popular item or it's not the one that's talked about the most, don't worry about that. Use what's best for you and your situation. You know what you need. You know what you like to hear. And that's the beauty of being really an artist, is you get to dictate how you want to sound, what sounds good to you. And finally, please take audio seriously. Not for my sake, but for all of those people who want to hear your stories, who want to hear your information, who want to come along some journey or something that you're putting together. They want to be able to hear as much as see what you're doing. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen projects and videos put together and it's gorgeous footage, and then someone gets in front of their camera and it's just like, and you can't hear anything that they're saying. There are plenty of options out there. So hopefully you'll grab one of these and use them in your next video.